get to them first. Hang in there, guys. I'm on my way. Fucknut. They're breaking in from Limbo, too. Where are you guys? Can you...
Don't shoot!
Damn. Cat! Where are you? Graffiti. Just keeping them out. Nice work. Over here, Sawboy!
Remember, dead or alive, which means dead.
Cowards.
Another door. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Cat, are you there? Stay out of sight, you hear? I gotta get to her first. That's right, Cat. You keep him out.
She knows we're here. We need a demo squad here now!
No! Not now! Are you here?
Oh my God, they're in! Move, move!
Get out! The place is overrun!
Run! Get out of here!
Damn it! Can anybody hear me? Shit. This place is infested. I hope cats are... Great! Who you looking for, shitheads? What was that? What are you smiling at? It's on, bitch. hell was that? Cat! Cat!
Dante,
I'm here.
I don't know what to do.
Where's Virgil?
I don't know. He's probably in the server room, the Octagon, but he might be trapped in limbo.
How do we get to him?
I don't know. I'm stuck in here.
Is there something I can do from limbo to break you out? Think!
There may be a way. I'll guide you.
Why did you comment just to tell me to do something? Like, you're not even a real person. Your name is Game Spectrum 007, dude. Just fucking start from the beginning at this point, dude. That's not a real fucking name. I'm not even gonna be like mean to you. Even though you're probably gonna take this like a little. It's like, dude, I wish someone could just slap the fucking shit out of you. This early in the morning with it too? You needed a name. That's not a name. You could change your name without deleting your channel. Just change it. It's not a fucking name. Let's see. I know what your name is. We're gonna call you True Olympian. See, it's a play on the words from, True Detective, you know, or like True Stories, Streets of LA. So that was a whole detective thing too, you know. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they named the show after that. Plus, it's like, you know, you probably think there's 1,000 things with the Olympian name on it. I go, nah. But at least it's an individual identifier. If you don't like it, you can come up with something else, you know. But game warden, double whatever the fuck that was, I'm like, pfft, bro, that's not even a name. That's a generic description. That's not a name. Stormtrooper. Yeah, but which one? You just for those who don't understand what I'm getting at, audience member. Even that is actually kind of a crazy ass good name, but it still is just a description. You know. Mm. It's fucking. It is a. I'm not capping at all, dude. Don't have a name that's not a name. Audience member is a good ass name, dude. I'm like, bro, you should keep that one. Like, dude, you should keep that name. You should use that name. Like, your name can be audience member because it's that like particularly like I don't know anybody who has that name. But then you find out that there's a bunch of them, and you're like, ah, whatever, right? But how many of them are called true audience member? You know the guy that walks around giving people Dr. Pepper? You could you could print out like what looks like a ticket, or you don't even have to do that. You just go to the store and you buy a roll of those tickets that say admit one, you know? You could literally go to different live streams as they're streaming and just drop the admit one sort of ticket emoji. Just drop it in the comments or in the stream, you know? And your name is true audience member, and what you're doing is you're proving that you bought your ticket to the show by just giving them an admit one ticket, like here's a ticket for the show. And that's it. And you're probably like, well, what am I gonna put on my fucking channel? What's my channel gonna be about? I'm like, dude, literally on your home page, just put a fucking just put a picture of that roll of tickets you got, right? Or not even a picture. Take a video of the roll of tickets in good lighting. Show only your hands grabbing and ripping a ticket off of it, pulling away. That's the whole video. That's your only video. And the only videos you upload from that point forward are when people are talking about you, like dropping a ticket in the comments. And you have to be fucking on this shit, bro. This is your new life now, you know? And you're just gonna be going around like dropping tickets as a true audience member. And your name is true audience member. You're gonna have one video with no audio, essentially, because that's the best way to do it. Is to just make it sort of a quiet room and you take a rip a ticket off. And you're gonna be fucking famous, except you'll have a platform. The Dr. Pepper guy doesn't have a platform. Are you gonna look up Dr. Pepper guy? Maybe there's a channel, maybe there's not. Maybe it's the real him, maybe it ain't. But you know where to find the true audience member. When you Google it, it shows true audience member. It shows your video on your channel. That's it. All the shorts or all the TikToks or all the reels or any of the posts and anything like that. After that, it's just you uploading your favorite people who are mentioning you. And that's a fucking platform right there. Just saying. Oh, this manager texting me back. She's not even. I don't care, dude. Dude, I don't even give a shit. This person's like, what? Dude. I'm not even. I don't understand these people, bro. This fucking person's texting me some fucking bullshit right now, and I'm just like, why are you even mad? Why are you going around making problems? Like, why are you even mad? I don't even know you. Like, you know what I mean? So much heavy shit talking. And I don't even know them. This is someone texting me on some shit. I'm like, bro, what's funny is like, A1 a loser. Like, you know the type of people that like I am sloth. Like those people, they just don't fucking, they don't like, they're so tired, they're so exhausted from existing, but they don't do anything. Like, you know what I mean? And when you try to like talk to them, it's aggressive and passive aggressive, and they're just trying to get it done, get out of their way. You're just taking up time. Just, I don't need to know you, bro. Just fucking, no reason to be nice to them. But you know, if you're not a piece of shit, you're still a nice person. And it just feels like every time I was even trying to be nice to you, it feels like I wasted like money on you. You know what I'm saying? It feels like you bought somebody dinner that low key didn't touch it, but instead of like packing up the meal and shit, they just sort of like intentionally threw it away in the trash. Like they made sure you could see it. Like I know you just spent money on food. They just throws it right into the trash. They look at you while they do it. They didn't touch it. You're just like, what the fuck? I was trying to. What the fuck? Whatever though. I'm gonna talk my mad shit. But my mad shit ain't talking shit. It's reminding people that they should be appropriate. And all she's doing is just biting back. I'm like, yo, these people are fucking stupid. Like, like, bro, what are you even mad about? Because I didn't show up. I'm like, that's what it means when you call in sick. It means you're not gonna show up. You know? I'm like, it's this bitch trying to tell me she's fired. Like, like, bro, you know you don't work here anymore. You're fired. That's what I heard. I'm like, dude, I am scheduled for more hours than you by a lot. By a lot. Like, still. Like, I was told to be nice and not say anything. And I'm like, I don't really, this job's not the end all be all of jobs that you want, you know. But at the same time, things were going kind of F for me. I was trying to find my ground. There's some things going on that prevented that. I'm stuck in a moment. Right? Can't do nothing. I get an opportunity. I, I'm just grateful to have a job. It's not a bad paying job either. I can tell you that right now. It's not bad at all. You know, the only things you really need to learn about it are safety. There's some things that you know people need to be safe about. And there's some things that are not good for people, and there's some things that are only safe with use, you could say. But mostly, I'm just making sure nobody steals anything. You know what I mean? You're kind of babysitting the store, and yeah, that's really it. That's not hard. I still did like 3 different certifications through their schooling. I still put the effort in. I'm still nice to everybody, and you know, I can't even figure out why this bitch hates me, other than the fact that I didn't go to work yesterday because I called in sick because I was. You know what I mean? You know how when you call in sick because you just don't want to go to work. You're like, ah, not one of those times. Like and they're probably just mad about the fact that like I still can't figure that one out. I'll be honest with you. Maybe it's just because I was so unreachable. just gonna be reached? I don't know. I really don't care though. I really don't. I really don't. You know, because if it's gonna be this dramatic over nothing, I can't work with you people anyway. You're gonna get me in trouble. You know, like for you guys, you've never been to jail. I've worked with a bunch of fucking children, by the way. Like they've never been to jail. You know, they've never had real bills. Nobody's ever relied on them. They're just out of high school, right? Like they're just a bunch of like over emotionally reacting children. I bet they have political opinions, right? But they don't know anybody rich enough to be affected by political opinions, you know? And by that, I mean, like, if you own a business that has to do with whether or not these latest tariffs cut into that business or not, then when you're talking about tariffs and having a political opinion about it, you need to watch your fucking mouth. Because there's people in the room at that point that have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars on the first day, costing them so fucking much that they've built up and worked for years. That opinion right there won't just get you fired, it'll get your ass kicked. Fuck whether or not they don't want you to work for them anymore. They're gonna punch you in your fucking head. Start saying how great these tariffs are when it's cost somebody $1 million or more, which is a lot of fucking people, by the way. They will literally turn around and beat the death out of you. Don't worry about them shooting you or anything. They're not gonna shoot you. They're not gonna do something like that. Like they're gonna savor their fucking rage, you know? Like they've been wanting to attack somebody for it. Like they're not just gonna go out and shoot you, bro. You don't have to worry about that. Not at all. They are gonna, with their hands, beat you to death, though. You know. But it again, if you have nothing, which is okay. I mean, I'm not different. I have nothing. You know. I don't own no fucking. You know. You know. It's like these tariffs didn't really do anything except some things got cheaper, some things got more expensive. Some things have, different people making them now because the manufacturer is here in America. But what do I know? That's honest. That's honest. But these are the fucking kids I'm working with, and I'm like, what the fuck's y'all's deal? Because like honestly, I've been like overtly respectful to a bunch of people. I've got like 10 years on, and it's like I'm not gonna sit here and be like I'm older, treat me better. Not at all. It's more like, dude, I'm older. I understand that you guys are younger, and like you're looking at me like, the fuck are you even doing here? Like, you know what I mean? I get it, dude. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm dealing with something, and until that's resolved, it's just been a really pain in the ass to exist next to me, and just to have some sort of like activity going, you know? It puts people at ease. It gives me, every day spending money instead of counting the days, fucking emergency savings, you know? Oh shit. Oh shit. Yours on, yeah. Hmm. But like that being said, dude, like I can tell you what I'm definitely not. It's I'm definitely not gonna let these kids like fuck with me. Like like I'm gonna show some restraint, obviously, and some respect, just because that's how you treat people. And these people who are not doing that, there's a chance they just need an example of just being more than a rude asshole, right? It's like, guys, you're not in charge. I understand that it feels like you are, but it's a very small thing that you are inflating. And I don't mean my problems. I mean your job is a small thing that you are inflating. It's babysitting. That's all this job is. The store is what you're babysitting. That's okay. You know, it needs to be cleaned. It needs to be, make sure there's no dust all over the fucking place. It's got to be organized, you know? You gotta do like tri-hourly reporting just to make sure all the numbers are stiffened up. I don't know the last time these fucking people have done inventory, but there's no inventory management system. It's called an IMS. There's no connection between the IMS that you have in store with the cashier, with the fucking warehouses that these goods come from. That should all be one system, so that when you scan an item, it shows up immediately and with the price. Do you know how many times out of 10 I scan an item and nothing appears, period? And I'll do a little search to find the item, and the item's there, but it's not registered with the barcode. And I can't register it with the barcode because they don't want me to have a sign in on the register. They just want me to use one that says cover. But there are people who, in fact, everybody else really, who have a register sign in. And I'm not really bitching about that. I'm just like, I blew my manager up when I was there on my first day because I was counting for the cashiers. I'm going, oh wait, everyone else was kind of doing this before where we did the counts and they took a picture and they sent it to somebody and I go, hey, who do I send that to? Dude, they wouldn't even tell me. They told me like, oh, what's your Discord? I'll add you to that. I go, Discord? What the fuck? Okay, I guess. All right. Fucking weirdos, bro. I'm like, are y'all really trying to bully me? Because really, that's just really cute. Like that's adorable. Like I haven't been hazed or teased in a long time. Like, oh, that's really kind of funny, dude. Like I remember that. That's kind of, I appreciate it even. I haven't been teased or harassed or hazed in a long time, dude. Like damn near forgot what that was. You know? It also is like I don't do that to people, so it's just not something in my environment. That's cute. That's fun even. And then you got this lady starting to fight with me first thing in the morning through text, and I'm like, man, that's some activity, man. And they know and there's nothing really giving me that kind of drama in life anymore. It's kind of, I appreciate it. However, however, aw, mm, mm. However, there are things you didn't calculate, didn't account for, didn't even ask about that were hinted to you from the beginning. Starting with the very first thing I said when I walked in for the very first day was, I'm not really sure how I got a job here. And then later on commenting, I figured out how I got a job here. And what you guys thought that meant was something else than what you would have known it to be if you just asked. What you should have asked was, what do you mean you're not sure how you got a job here? Well, for anybody doing a background check, there are pending things that are considered red hot for employment. Pending, meaning ongoing, meaning still dealing with, not over. And you're asking yourself, why? Are you like on probation or something? No, I'm on bond. You're like, what's that? But they never asked. Then I found out how I got a job here. Because the people at a certain level of a certain group who are in my personal circle, personal meaning friends and family circle. You have friends that aren't friends and family, you know? You know, there's friends like, oh yeah, I kind of associate, you know? But then there's friends and family, like family, whether it's blood or not, you know? In that circle, there were people who asked for the favor of a guy who was just needing something in the meantime so that I don't lose a house over it, you know? And it's really like, here's something, you should be able to do this no matter what, you know? Don't make me regret it. And after I say thank you, the last thing I hear is, you're welcome, now go to work. And now, these kids are screaming and hollering. And what they think is going to happen is that it's going to get me in trouble. But what they have done is thrown a giant spotlight over their head. Because if it was something that I did wrong, that's on me on a personal level. I'm gonna have to deal with someone that's like, dude, what the fuck? But more than that, it's a personal thing. I'm like, you know how disappointed this person's gonna be if I were to just pull some shit or do some shit, or, you know what I mean? You know, I don't want to disappoint a very good friend of mine. I don't want to do that. He's helping me out with this, so that's my incentive not to be a dick. But for everyone else, it's because these people are your bosses. They're gonna be pretty fucking pissed when they find out that the people that they have trusted with their store have allowed this, and under their watch behave and this way. I'm like, dude, forget about getting fired. They're gonna put like these little notes on your corporate background that you didn't realize you had, where different companies write notes about things that they experienced with certain employees. And not every company uses those things, but the big ones do. And even if that wasn't true, you know who else you gotta just deal with? Your bosses, bro. And it's like, dude, you're not. So here's what I did. Is I called it out for what it was publicly in the groups. A manager reached out to me. If things were settled in the right way, I go back to the manager that made direct comments. Very, very ugly. Also lying, but it's fine. It's not the point. Just ugly, unbecoming of someone who's supposed to be in charge. I asked for an apology for that bullshit that was undeserving. And she's been blowing up my shit like an angry little kid. And I'm like, I get that you're not a real adult, but you don't have to act like a real kid. Dude, I'm confused because I'm sitting here going, "Oh, you fucking hate me. It's clear as day you hate me, but I don't even know you." You know? And it's like, what was the big sin? Because I didn't go in like you had to, so you hate me for that? Because if that's it, you are fucked. Like, you're fucked. There's no way you're gonna handle real things in life if that's how you act over that. It's like, hey, I get to make more money today. Fuck that person who did this to me. I wanted personal time. Mm-hmm. You're fucked. You're gonna get eaten alive. Everyone that you thinks tolerates that shit from you is gonna disappear faster than you realize. You're fucked. You are not gonna make it. You're gonna end up in a town you don't belong in a place you can't get out of. And everyone that is supporting your bullshit now will be long gone. Like, you're fucked. This is the United States of America. Being an intolerable piece of shit, asshole, you understand you need to own the place to do that, right? And even then, you can't keep it acting that way. The people who are the most successful aren't people who wave their dick around like they have a bunch of authority. The people that are the most successful, they talk to you like a friend when you don't know them. And the people that are the most famous, you think you might be able to approach them as a friend when they don't know you. There's a pattern here. The pattern is success comes at the cost of not being an asshole. Unless you have a right to be, you know? Woo. Like, there are serious examples of people who have a right to be an asshole. Trey Gowdy. Love that fucking guy. For the longest time, he was a prosecutor. He dealt with people who did bad things. He had to discern the difference. And for a lot of the times, especially at an ADA level, you're on call deciding probable cause in a moment's notice sometimes when, like, people really aren't sure about a situation. It's not cut clear in stone. Something happened. Like, people are dealing with something. People, and it's like we don't know what to do. There's an idea of what we think might be going on, but how do we proceed forward? And these are opinion situations, not black and white situations. And yeah, you can make mistakes. It can happen. But the job, it really is about prosecution, which is, it's not about the initial. It's about, we look at everything, And we go, okay, like, this person definitely did this, or we at least know they did all of this. We can charge them with this. Or we have found that we can't charge him with anything, right? And when that is settled, then it goes to the person. And if they want to charge something, they go, okay, how are you pleading? Because if we went through our own phase of, are we sure this is a guilty person? Are we sure? And once they double down, they go, yeah, for sure. And they have to have proof. They have to prove these things, man. They have to prove it. Without a shadow of a doubt, they have to prove it. And they go, definitely. If you're innocent at that point and you plead innocent, you gotta fight that in trial. And then, like, if that person is then proven innocent by a trial, that district looks like shit because they doubled down on someone's guilt. They said for sure. And in case you're wondering, yeah, you deal with some shit once you've done that. If it's a case of this or that, sure, but if someone's like extra, like if someone really is innocent of something, you can like just for example, like getting accused of pointing a gun at someone and threatening them, right? And that person calls the cops, right? And gets them arrested, and then the video evidence comes back from the situation, and you never see a gun, you never see a hand raised at all. In fact, what you see is the person who called the cops and said, "Oh, this guy threatened me." That guy who's so innocent, when you see him blocking someone's car and approaching them aggressively, and then backing up and disappearing, and then won't let them leave. Can you imagine that? Because I don't have to. Trey Gowdy, that's what he did. He was a prosecutor, man. Do you know who Trey Gowdy prosecuted at the at his most famous moment? Was Hillary Clinton for her actions and her non-actions when it came to the events that were represented in a movie called 13 Hours. Trey Gowdy, beyond a shadow of a doubt, had a right to be an asshole that day. You know? He definitely. That's the guy you want being an asshole that day. Like, you do not want him to be nice. You don't want that person to fucking come off as corporate friendly. No, fucking no. That is a representative of the United States of America at that point. We want you to beat the fucking shit out of these people with words exclusively. And you can't just walk in acting like a dick. Every word you say needs to be provable. And this is a fucking, like, dude, we're talking about a fucking prosecutor. His whole career was about how he could prove people were guilty and then just throw on the fucking dirt. He was that people, those in movies where they have that moment where they're like Al Pacino, he had that shit where he's like, this piece of shit is guilty. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like those people who just, they with words only, they color people up. I go, in everyday court, you know, you don't really see a lot of that. People aren't really that colorful. And when they are, like, especially, you've seen those clips on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, man, when it comes to high profile shit, high profile cases, it's like you can't fuck around. Trey Gotti got picked because he was a local prosecutor. Then he became a senator or a congressman or whatever the fuck it was, right? Then he was on the Congressional House Committee of Oversight, which means like when the government's being a bitch, these are the niggas that say, hey, we can prove you being a bitch. And with your own power, we will strike you down. You know what I'm saying? The most hated of all fucking politicians. It's a damn near political suicide being on that team. It's the opposite of being a corporate politician. Corporate politicians are the ones you vote for. The ones you definitely know the name of. Motherfucker. I went to open this drink just now and it fucking exploded on my ass. That's actually a lot. That just so unnecessary. Kind of a perfect metaphor of what I'm talking about. Damn. Damn, man. Doing all that. Man, I went to just open this drink just now. It's been sitting here way longer than just the whole time I've been talking. It's a C4 energy drink. It's been sitting here for a minute, bro. Like we're talking about like an hour at least, just right there, just sitting right there, right? I go to open it just now. It physically fucking explodes. Like shit popped out from the top. It bursted. Like I shook it up or something. And I'm like, damn, bro, seriously? That's way fucking over the top for that. Getting back to that manager who's blowing my phone up right now. Like, bro, I don't even know what she's mad for. I'm so confused. But she seemed like the kind of bitch that was always gonna hate me because she just acts like a bitch. Like she does not act like someone anyone would like ever to anyone. She dresses like shit. She's never in uniform. And she had the balls to go on the fucking corporate chat and say that I'm never in uniform. I didn't even have a shirt. And that I'm not even sure I'm going to be working there anymore. In front of people that are personal friends of mine that don't fucking like what she just said. I had a nigga literally called me. And this nigga was like, bro, I literally went back and I got a screenshot of every day you've worked. Send these on the chat. And then also, I'll jump in and I'll post all the screenshots of her not in uniform. And I was like, please calm down. It is not that important. Livid at like 11 o'clock at night. Livid. Like, bro, she literally like fucked around and was about to find the fuck out. Like, people that did not know who she was in a good way, which means you just stay under the radar. You good. People who did not know who she was. They're like looking at me and they're like, bro, fuck that bitch. I hated her anyway. And I'm like, whoa, whoa. I'm sitting here like I don't know what's going on with all of this because I just started, but I'm also like, it ain't gotta be that big of a deal. Like if this blows out of proportion, I can at least think of two other people we should fire, just so nobody's still working there trying to start extra shit after that because of it. You don't want retaliations, you know. I damn near almost asked him. I'm like, I didn't do it because I wasn't gonna get away with it. I was gonna get it would have made me look like shit to say this, but I kind of wish I had the power to say it, which is like, look, man, leave him on for another like 20 days or so. I'm at a certain point. Just give me her job. Like this bitch is 23 years old. They're like, just she fucked around. This you don't want her representing. You don't want her working with people. She's angry. She's sour. You don't want this. I almost said that, but I'm like, there's no way I can say that. There's no way I'm gonna get away with that. It's way too fucking rude. You know. Plus, again, if I walked around saying shit like that, like she fucked around though, and she texted me, everyone's already on my side. I'm like, sweetie, it's like 6 a.m. When you say everyone's on your side, that means that you've been talking about me the whole time. Oh no. You're probably thinking that I'm personally upset about what you've said about me, and meanwhile, I'm staring at you, wondering why you just hopped the fence into the fucking gorilla pit where they say, be careful. These gorillas especially hate people because of how they were hunted and like beaten and like tortured and like they had their friends killed in front of them, Auschwitz style. Like, like these people hate humans. That's why you know what I mean? And these were the people that were gathering up these gorillas for the zoo. And they're like, we don't know what the fuck they were on. All we know is we never met them personally. And we found out about all this shit when the FBI told us we had to get a new vendor. Like, you know what I mean? These people were, you know, it's like you jumped into that gorilla pit of all gorilla pits you could have just jumped into to prove a point. You jumped into that one, bro. The only reason you think you're safe is because the gorillas are currently checking the entire like shit, making sure where everyone is to see if anyone's noticed it yet. Because three dudes like of these gorillas, like the three of these gorillas are going to the door right now. Two more are at the gate where they could also come in, and they're about to hold that shit down. There's no way in now. They're about to make sure anybody that's about to walk into that bitch, like, nah, dude, you're fucked. Like six are about to just jump your ass. And metaphorically speaking, into the literal, what I'm saying is, like, bro, they work at a lot of different places. These people that are owners of the group that this company exists under, those people are going to make sure that, like, this is not something they deal with anymore. Not just from you, but from anybody. You ever seen signs in front of places, you know, like careful when speeding, you know, or like watch out, glass is breakable, or like, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, kids. Like, by the way, I was like, kids present, like, you know what I mean? Or just like must show ID, like, you know what I mean? The only reason those signs are there is because people got caught fucking around, and now things that like were seemed like kind of obvious became things that they were required to put a sign for because it was just happening so much, right? When you are the reason that that sign is up, trust me when I tell you, you might not think it's something that's on your resume because you didn't put it there, but when they do the background checks, bro, there's gonna be a picture of the sign and the shit you did to put it there. The thing that'll get you in a position where you can't get a job ever again is the number of money they put as costed the company this much due to this. And you're thinking to yourself, what? I didn't do that. So it didn't cost them that much. I go, Are you seeing the right perceptions? Because the way a corporation looks at it, opportunity costs is a real cost. The amount of time they spent on you, that's a real cost. The amount of things that you have prevented and costed them because you were there, that's a real cost. And they'll literally use the entire time you've been working there as the amount of time on that. And if you've been working there for a long time, again, for you, what, it doesn't affect your credit score, it doesn't show up on your bank statements. Like, what do you mean? They never fined me that much. But on your corporate background, just imagine it saying, costed our company $110,000. Nigga, you're not going to be able to wash dishes. You're not going to be able to be a janitor. Bro, they won't hire you at the trash company. Bro, the only reason you got a job at McDonald's is because you're dating a guy that works there. Come on. He bitched at the manager for like a month. Come on, hire my girl. Come on. You're probably thinking to yourself, I'm engaged. I don't need none of that shit. I got it, man. I own him. That guy, when you stopped paying all of his bills, like he started earning his own money. Like, you know what I mean? No way. I don't want that. That's why, like, the first thing, it wasn't the first thing, but one of the things I said to her before she had this big response of hers, one of the things I said was, I'm not reporting you to HR because anybody else, I mean, come on. It's pretty 1 and 2. It was highly expected. In fact, it was probably assumed. And it's like, nah. Like imagine like you pick a fight in a bar and you get in a fight and you're like, ha. But then you realize you just got in a fight in a public place and they're calling the cops. Excuse me, they called the cops. You're currently being arrested. You're about to go to jail for a little bit of a while because that shit is something you definitely did. Like, can you imagine that? But imagine, like, while you're waiting for the cops, they go, nah, we didn't call no cops. You're good. What about the, what about the, what about the dude I just got in a fight with? And they're just like, yeah, they left. Like, what do you mean? They didn't call them either? Nah. In fact, they were asking before they left if you called the cops. And you're like, I didn't call the cops. And they're like, bet. He's texting me right now. He said, GG, good fight. Good night. And now you're like, I'm not going to jail? What the fuck? You think it'd be like a good feeling. Shit, you might even fuck with that person who was like, man, they said good fight, good night. No retaliation. You really see them the next day, they really buy you a beer. Everything's good. Like, what? That's like, yeah. We're adults, bro. We're not fucking children. Can you imagine then being the person that's talk more shit instead of calming your ass down? Like, imagine they say, nah, we didn't call the cops. And then you go, what? I'm about to get in another fight. What the fuck you mean you didn't call the cops? Fuck you too, bitch. Like, bro. That's how I know these bitches have never even been to jail. Mm-mm. Y'all never even been in a real altercation. I bet you were fucking raised in Firethorn, you motherfucker. Like, uh, I bet you're responding right now. I don't know what the fuck Firethorn is. I never grew up in that kind of neighborhood. It's like, oh yeah, and they're like, yeah, I'm from Cane Island. uh, yeah, you're so different from Cross Creek. Ugh. Some people know what I'm talking about. Some people can't hear a word I'm saying. You know what I mean? For motherfuckers who don't know, what it is I'm describing areas that follow the example that River Oaks set out on a budget that more people are available to, but still not everyone. And what I mean is people who make the six figures a year. You know, this is their on the west side of Houston kind of neighborhoods. You know what I mean? They got to do a bit. They got to do an hour drive to work, but they like the area they live in. It's a little community. You know, and it's just one of them communities, bro. Like you motherfuckers think that you live in a town, but all you live in is an area where people who have real jobs bought houses in. That's all this is to them. These little fucking stores and shops, you guys wonder why there's nothing really else. These are consumer area things, you know. This ain't where work is. This is where the workers buy their shit, you know. It's like, bro, this ain't real. When you live on a road that has more than two bars in a close vicinity, right? That's something to think about. It really should be. Let's count them up. Moe's, Bourbon, Einstein's, Q, Duke's. That's five already. And they are all within a mile of each other. Within a half mile of each other. Really. I can keep going too. This is gonna get spicy though. Because all of the restaurants serve alcohol. They have bars in those restaurants. Nika's, which is right next to a vape city. Q Bar is right next to where I work. Y'all think y'all special. Y'all are just the smoke shops next to the bars these people go to who have real jobs an hour away from this fucking town. This ain't nothing but accessoryville to them. None of these businesses are real. They're just shops. That's it. Itemized and individually designed to fit the needs of the consumer. That's why there's a hardware store called Hardware Store on this road. This is not a good enough road to have a Lowe's or a Home Depot on. That would be Fry Road, which connects to more neighborhoods. Mason Road don't connect to that many neighborhoods, at least that many important ones. Most of the neighborhoods that this road connects to is where the workers around here live, not in the side of town that matters. Mm. You would think a motherfucker would know that and not start an argument. Because it don't matter what she says to me. I mean, who the fuck am I? It doesn't even matter, bro. It don't even matter, bro. But you're doing it in front of people who do. They're seeing this happen. And they're thinking to themselves, I can't afford to keep you here. It's going to cost me money. And if these people weren't just dumb workers and that they were actually smart, oh, they would their lawsuits would be through the roof. If a product is illegal to sell, it's taken off the shelves if it's on the shelves previously, right? If it's on the shelves, it goes on the shelves. And it's illegal, so you can't have it on the shelves. But nigga, you can't have it in the store at all. It's gotta go. Do you know what else you can't have in the store at all like that? Like, it's gotta be in a safe place, right? It can't be in a box full of envelopes that have been sitting there for months. product that's illegal to sell in the store can't just be sitting in a box where anybody could just take it. Because fuck whether or not that's a problem with corporate. You know who that's a real problem for? The legality. All of a sudden, the business insurance disappears. All of a sudden, the cops show up and their licenses are revoked. And not just for that store, but for the entire chain. Remind me again. How many stores do y'all have in the state of Texas? Because they could get shut down overnight with the mismanagement of one of them. For real. Y'all think I'm buffing. Because y'all this is like me. Y'all this is everyday people. The people who watch too much media and think we're involved in it. Yeah. But for the people that are running the advertising campaigns, they're looking at you and they're going, flip. In case you didn't know what that noise was, that was them flicking you off the board. Because all it was an ant crawling on their table. Ants outside in the yard, we can afford that. Ants are a part of the ecosystem. And it's not right next to the house. It's down by the sidewalk. You know? And as long as it's not creating a problem, you know? It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, we got to deal with it, but it's not costing us anything. So it's nothing we have to care about. You know what I mean? But when they start showing up in the kitchen and start making anthills by the front door, but not only do they have the power to do something about your ass, they're not going to leave you alone. Bro, y'all motherfuckers about to have tattoos of numbers on your wrist. Like, bro. Y'all just went from living in the world to living in whatever fucking world that was at the beginning of X-Men Days of Future Past. But we talking about the prisons that was in when I was playing Wolfenstein like a month ago. You about to have Arkham City on your ass. I'm just saying. And for what? All right, hope y'all enjoyed it. Yes. I feel like I shouldn't even start a new mission because it's like I did a mission and it said way too fucking much. Oh hell yeah. That mission was probably fucking 10 minutes long. I've been talking for like an hour and 30 minutes. I'm like, damn. Fuck. That's actually a long ass time. Well, shit, I feel like I'm gonna be rude to the game if I kept going. I know it sounds like bullshit, but I'm like, you have to admit though, it would be respectful to just start a new stream. Yeah, we're just gonna start from here. And yeah, I'm. If you're watching for the actual game, I go just wait 2 seconds. I'll start a new stream up, and we'll get back to the game. But like, it would be rude as fuck for me to just jump in like that.